everyone, welcome to this channel. If you're new here, karibu sana. Feel free to subscribe to this channel. On this channel, we talk everything fashion, travel, and lifestyle. And today, I'm going to share a little bit about my personal style journey and also things I love around fashion and style. So I'll share a little bit of story on how my personal style has evolved over time. So growing up, I remember I was a stylish child, and every time my brother would go to buy his clothes, I would follow him and just beg him to take me to places where I could also thrift and get pieces of clothes for myself. And this continued in primary school, secondary school, and I remember even in campus, when I got the first help money, the first thing that I did was to go to CBD on the streets to get clothes from the vendors who sell them at night. And I would do this again and again. And I remember even in campus I had like side jobs that I used to do, and every time I would get paid, I would just go and get myself pieces of clothing. After campus, I started a thrift shop, and I would sell clothes online. And whenever I wouldn't sell certain piece of clothes and it was my size, I would just keep them. And when I got my first job, I remember that end month, I went to I think Toi and Kawangware to just source for different pieces of clothing. And this continued over and over. So you can imagine the number of clothes I had at home. I had a whole mix of different clothes, and some I would wear, some I wouldn't wear. But then it got to a point where I realized that I have so many clothes. But then every time I would be called to an important event, I wouldn't have something to wear. And this is because I prioritized quantity over quality. So I would buy very many pieces of clothes at 20 shillings, 50 shillings. So it meant I had so many clothes, but then the quality wasn't the best. And it also got to a point where I was like, I'm spending a lot of time going to the market to just go through so many clothes before I get something that I can say I love. And the last time I went to Kawangware to thrift, somebody stole my phone. So I was like, I really love thrifting, but then it's now proving to be so hectic. Also, time is limited because if you're working a 9 to 5, then it means you only have Saturday to go and thrift. And for most markets, Saturday is not a market day. I don't know how to put this. It's not a day where the vendors would open their bales to sell new things. So they will just sell you things that have remained from the stock they had from Monday to Friday. So I wasn't getting really nice pieces. So now I had to change my strategy and find a way to just get cute pieces for myself, which are also good quality. So before I even started sourcing for different pieces of clothes, I did my own research. So I went on Pinterest. I created a mood board. Pinterest is one of the best apps if you're looking at creating your own personal style, because you'll see how different people dress for different occasions, and that gives you a rough idea of what you think would work for you. So I went on Pinterest, created a mood board, and on Instagram I also checked out different influencers, and I think I came across influencers like Tenika and Irregular Wear, who I love so much, and their style just resonated with me. And at that time I was like, okay, so now I need to start sourcing clothes based on the mood board and also based on what I've seen influencers wear and look good for them. But also in my head I was like, in as much as they look good on them, I have to find something that works for my body type and reflects my personal style. So this is where my journey for Made in Kenya started. So I remember at one point Nancy Mwai had a sale, and at that point I was like, okay, this is an opportunity for me to sample and just see what Made in Kenya clothes have to offer. Initially I had eyed some of the pieces that she was selling, but the range was between 3,500 to 5,000, and at that time I just joined the workforce, so I didn't have a lot of money to buy expensive clothes. But then because she had an offer, I took that opportunity to get myself 3 pieces of clothes. I think it was a top, a pant, and a skirt, and they were so cute. Every time I would wear them, I would feel so confident and people would compliment me, and just that got me to a point where I was like, you know what, now I'm going to be intentional about saving and getting myself cute pieces of clothes. So as I continued to create a mood board, I also started researching on Made in Kenya clothes, and I came across really nice shops that sell quality clothes. And some of these shops are like Hawi Ready to Wear, Bloom Kenya. There are shops like Icon, and these are shops that I really love. I've gotten nice pieces from them. They're really good quality, so please check them out. And so over time, I've been able to build a closet that is made up of new clothes and also thrift clothes. So again, as I was doing my research, I also identified thrift shops that sell quality thrift clothes. And over time now, I've had a balance between the thrift clothes and the new clothes. Again, all this was informed by quality over quantity. So at the moment, I would say I don't have so many clothes. Okay, somebody is giving me side eye at the moment. But yeah, I don't have so many clothes, but I have a balanced closet that is made up of thrift and also new clothes. And at the moment, I would define my personal style as full of color, elegant, and comfortable. I think I got to a point where I was like, you know what, clothes are supposed to fit my body in a nice way. Also, I don't love revealing parts of my body so much, so I have to create a balance. So for me, my closet is full of color and loose clothes, because I got to a point where I was like, I don't have time to press my stomach for me to look a certain way or fit into a certain fashion trend that people are following. So nowadays I just prioritize comfort, I prioritize how I feel, I prioritize color. And I've realized that over time, there are certain areas that I still need to work on, because I have cute clothes, but then when it comes to accessorizing, it becomes a very difficult task. But I'm learning every day, and at the moment I'm also creating a mood board on different accessories, and just looking at how people are accessorizing their clothes. And yeah, I hope to get the gist of it. But I'm so proud of myself, like I'm doing a good job. Have you seen my earrings? Yeah. So again, if you want to change your style, you need to think about accessories, you need to think about the quality of the clothes that you're buying, you need to think about the time that you spend sourcing for that cloth. So for me, I've realized that every time I go to blankets, I meet very interesting vendors, and I make it an obligation to just go and check what those vendors are selling, because I'm sure I'll get cute pieces out of what they're selling. And that has worked for me, because again, online you are not sure which shop to trust, because most shops that sell accessories are like online shops and they do not have a physical presence, so it can be very tricky for you to point out a trustable vendor to buy from. I've also realized they have a challenge with buying proper jeans. So right now I have a number of trousers, which are jeans of course, but I don't know, I just don't like how they look when I wear them. So I'm being intentional about saving, and soon I hope I'll be getting myself a Levi piece. And I can't wait to see how that goes. And yeah, I just can't wait to see how I play around with jeans and basics. Basics is also something I'm working on. I feel like every time I want to wear, for example, jeans, I'm like, okay, so now I do not have a top. Or if I want to wear a suit, I'm like, okay, I only have these 2 tops that I have to work with every time. So those are some of the areas that I'm working on, and I can't wait to go on this journey with you. I'll be sharing pieces of clothes that I put together, and I hope you will enjoy such kind of content. Before I finish, there are a few brands that I'm currently eyeing. As I mentioned, there's Levi, there's another made in Kenya brand called Shop Zeva. Oh my god, they have very beautiful pieces. There's another shop called Bishi, and it's an Ugandan shop and has really beautiful pieces. I'm a big champion of African brands, so when you hear these names, just know I'm pitching for African brands. I feel like Africa is doing a good job in terms of producing cute clothes, so support these creators, support their production. I know that the cost of producing clothes is quite high, and sometimes you might feel like buying made in Kenya or made in Africa clothes is expensive, but that's just because the cost of production is high. But I really hope we get to a place where everyone can afford to buy made in Kenya clothes or made in Africa, because really the pieces are good quality and very nice. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to share with you today. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you for being here, and see you on the next one. Bye.